Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. I hope you guys are all doing well. So Bitcoin and altcoins are ready to skyrocket, guys. Okay, it's a matter of time right now that we will in fact see Bitcoin skyrocket, and not just Bitcoin but other altcoins in the crypto market as well. So as you guys can clearly see, Bitcoin is in fact dropping down slightly. It's still at $30,000. Okay, still holding up really well in my opinion. Okay, but we did in fact see this drop right here for Bitcoin. Okay, so it is in fact having a slight drop. Okay, Bitcoin has in fact been consolidating, around 30.4. Okay, so 30,400 for quite some time now. For the past few days, you guys can clearly see that, and it did in fact have a slight breakdown. But in my opinion, Bitcoin is still holding up really well because it's still at $30,000. And hey, if Bitcoin does in fact drop, guys, you guys have to understand that this is a possibility. We could potentially see Bitcoin drop to $29,000 to even $28,000. Okay, and later in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a chart on exactly where Bitcoin could potentially be heading short term. Right now, if you guys haven't seen yesterday's video, I talked about Bitcoin dropping back down to $16,000, which was its previous lows, right? During this cycle, during this bear market, right? So far, this was in fact Bitcoin's bottom. It already touched bottom, guys, which was pretty much $16,000. Okay, and I showed you guys a chart in yesterday's video. Someone was predicting that Bitcoin can go back down lower than $16,000, all the way back down to 10K. I'm telling you guys this right now, that is very unlikely to happen. Okay, it's just not a high chance to happen. You know what I mean? Even though yes, Bitcoin is in fact dropping back down right now. Oops. But you guys have to understand this is just a slight drop. Okay, and we could potentially see Bitcoin, drop back down to, $29,000 to $28,000. And like I said, later in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a chart. But you guys can clearly see that Bitcoin is in fact down over 1% today for the past 24 hours. Ethereum not really moving at all. But some altcoins today are in fact pumping, okay, pretty decently, right? I must say. You guys can see BNB is up 4%. Okay, you guys can see Solana is up 4% as well, 4.3%. Great to see for Solana. And Solana has in fact been pumping for the past week, for the past like few days, right? You guys can see for 7 days, Solana has pumped up, almost 26%, right? So Solana has in fact been pumping. Great to see for Solana because Solana has in fact been dropping pretty decently, right? We know that, a couple months ago. You guys can see Litecoin is also pumping today slightly, 3%. Great to see for Litecoin. Avalanche is also pumping as well, 6.5%. Okay. Chainlink not really moving. And yeah, this just really shows you guys, because we all know that if Bitcoin is pumping, then altcoins will pump with it. But sometimes, guys, okay, sometimes when Bitcoin is not moving, when it's dropping, sometimes altcoins do its own thing, right? So some altcoins are in fact pumping today, okay? So that's obviously, great to see. Look at this one. Rocket Pool, never heard of this one, but it's up, 11.9%, almost 12%, right? So it's almost altcoin season, guys. Okay, and when it's altcoin season, right, in the next few months, we're going to see altcoins pump like crazy. Okay, so keep a lookout for that, right? Keep a lookout for altcoins. Now, this is the chart that I was talking about, guys. So this is obviously the Bitcoin chart, and a lot of people are in fact predicting if Bitcoin were to fall back down, it would only fall back down to maybe around $29,000 to $28,000. Okay, that's what people are in fact predicting short term. Okay, we're not going to see Bitcoin drop back down to $25,000 or maybe even 20K. That's just very unlikely to happen. Okay, it really is, right? But I totally agree with this chart, right? So shout out to Stock Money Lizards, okay, as always. I like his analysis on his charts that he posts on Twitter. And I totally agree. You know what I mean? If Bitcoin were to fall back down, okay, and have a dip, it would only go back down to maybe 29 to 28, maybe even lower than that, like 27, right? But for Bitcoin to drop back down to somewhere like 24, 23K, 20K and lower than 20K, it's just very unlikely to happen, guys, because you guys understand we are in fact in the pre-halving event, right, for Bitcoin. Once the Bitcoin halving event happens, we're going to see Bitcoin skyrocket. I've been telling you guys that many times. Okay, so there's another chart that I want to show you guys. Okay, you guys know that I am in fact a believer of pretty much history repeating itself. Okay, so you guys can see that Bitcoin back in June 2019, it looks the same, right? It's the same thing. You guys can clearly see it's pretty much identical. It's the same pattern, okay, of what's happening right now with Bitcoin. Okay, so you guys can clearly see Bitcoin in June as of 2019, it absolutely pumped up to the upside. Okay, it absolutely pumped up to the upside. Okay, and you guys can clearly see, yes, we might actually see Bitcoin consolidate a little bit. Maybe, like I said, go back down to $29,000 to $28,000, maybe lower than that, 26, right? But after that, it's gonna absolutely skyrocket. And I've told you guys this many times that this year alone in 2023, okay, I do in fact see Bitcoin, pumping to at least $50,000, like over 50K. Okay, maybe, right? It could potentially even hit 60K. Who knows, right? We are literally halfway there to $60,000, guys. Okay, that's what you guys have to understand, right? So Bitcoin is going to pump. We have already hit bottom, which was 16K. It's all ups from here, guys. Okay, it really is. So be excited for that, guys. Bitcoin's going to pump. And of course, altcoins. Like I said, altcoin season is soon to come. And altcoins are going to pump like crazy as well. Especially when the Bitcoin halving event happens, altcoins are going to absolutely pump like crazy. Okay, so keep a lookout for that, right? But yes, Bitcoin can easily reach $100,000. Like, that's a possibility. Every time we have a Bitcoin halving event, Bitcoin always tends to reach a new all-time high. It always does, right? You guys can look back at the previous cycles in the bull market. It always reaches a new all-time high. So the next cycle, which is going to be the year 2024, Bitcoin will reach $100,000 sometime next year in 2024, right? When the Bitcoin halving event happens. So everything's looking pretty good so far, right? So be excited for that. Now, one more chart I want to show you guys in today's video. You guys can clearly see, like I said, we have already hit bottom. Every time we have hit bottom, okay, and Bitcoin forms a new pattern, it always tends to shoot up. Okay, you guys can see back in 2015, okay, hit bottom, and then we absolutely skyrocketed. It dropped back down a little bit. We hit bottom again in 2019, okay, pretty much similar to this chart that I showed you guys, right? And it pumped up. Okay, you guys can clearly see that. And now it's the same cycle. We hit bottom, okay, and now it's all ups from here. Okay, it's all ups from here, guys. So Bitcoin's going to reach $100,000 and then 200K, 250K. So be excited for that, guys. Okay, be excited for that because we have already hit bottom and the bull run is going to happen next year in the year 2024. Now, the Fingreed index as of right now is currently at 69. This is the highest it has been, okay, at 69. The highest it's been was 68, and we actually saw that yesterday and the day before that, right? So you guys can clearly see for the past 2 days, 3 days actually, it was at 68. Now today, it's slightly gone up, 69, okay? So we are in fact in greed. We're still in the greens, okay? We're not in extreme greed right now, but soon enough, that's going to change, okay? I think this is gonna, once this updates, it's gonna change. It's gonna, slightly go back down because Bitcoin is in fact dropping. And if Bitcoin drops further down, then of course the Fingreed index is gonna drop back down a little bit lower. But that's okay. Okay, that's okay. We're still in greed mode. But you guys can clearly see right now we're in greed. Yesterday we're in greed. Last week we're in greed. Last month we were in fact in greed. Okay, so soon enough this will change into extreme greed, guys. Okay, and that's when a lot of FOMO will start happening. Okay, people will feel like they're missing out on Bitcoin when it's pumping. Okay, and they'll just buy in. Okay, for some reason that's how a lot of people, that's when they like to buy. Okay, and obviously that's the worst time to buy, guys, pretty much, right? But it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. That's just how our human brains operate, I guess, right? But it's simple, guys. You obviously want to buy when it's dipping, right? When it's dipping, when it's dropping, when it's crashing, when it's in the reds, that is the time to buy. You don't want to buy when it's pumping, when it's in the greens, okay? That is not the time to buy, guys, right? The time to buy, okay, when it's dropping, when it's crashing, okay? And that's why I've been telling you guys this many times, when Bitcoin was all the way down here, okay, not even all the way down here, like sometimes all the way at $19,000, you know, maybe at 22K and 24K, right? $25,000. I've been telling you guys to buy Bitcoin, right? Because this was potentially Bitcoin's low point, right? This area right here, okay? And the reason why maybe people didn't listen is because they thought that Bitcoin would actually drop further down, because I remember, you know, and I was one of them, right? I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of people out there, okay, like 4 months ago when Bitcoin was at 16K, a lot of people weren't predicting that Bitcoin can drop lower than that, you know, 14K, 12K, $10,000, even lower than 10K, okay? And I was one of them. Like I said, I'm going to be transparent with you guys, okay? I really thought Bitcoin could drop back down to, you know, 14K, at least to 12K, but I still bought, guys, right? Who remembers? I bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin when Bitcoin was at 16K, even when it was just lower than $16,000, when it actually touched $15,000, around $15.9 to $15.8 thousand, this area right here, guys, that's when I bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin, okay? Because on that day when I saw Bitcoin dropping, it was down like 5%, 6%, you know what I mean? So I just took that as an opportunity to buy in, you know what I mean? But, you know, as you guys can clearly see, Bitcoin is still holding up really well. You know, you just got to really zoom out, okay, on the daily chart. And Bitcoin is still holding up really well. You know what I mean? It really is. If it goes to the 1 hour time frame here, you guys can clearly see, yes, it did in fact drop for this 1 hour. But, you know, in my opinion, it's still, you know, holding up really well. Bitcoin is still above $30,000 right now. It's coming out 30,100. So that's great to see. For Bitcoin, Ethereum as well, also holding up really well. Still, you know, above $2,000. So that's great to see for Ethereum, and other altcoins in a matter of time will skyrocket. So that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet already. I really would also appreciate that as well, because I know for a fact a lot of you guys that watch my videos are not yet subscribed. So please consider subscribing, because every single day I upload a video talking about Bitcoin and crypto, give you guys updates, what's happening around the crypto space, stuff like that. So if you guys are in fact in the crypto space, if you guys are Bitcoin investors and holders and just crypto investors in general, please consider subscribing, because I talk everything crypto on this channel, okay? So I really would appreciate it. But on that, guys, I'm in here, and hope you guys have a blessed day as always, and I catch you guys in my next video. Have a good one, guys.